Getting After Dark. It's the Dark the Black. It's episode 37. We got some little Swalwell Aftermath going on. Today is April 14th. I almost said March. April 14th, 2026. Y'all know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe, man. Show some love. Uh, we got a couple of good stories here. This just dropped a couple hours ago. Dave Chappelle said he considered bringing back the Dave Chappelle show, and I'm telling you right now, if this go down, a lot of people on YouTube gonna get roasted. Everybody better be roasted if he does this. I think it's needed if he's able to have free reign, kind of like how the original Dave Chappelle show was. Like, I don't think he had free reign, but he had creative control to the most part, right? So, oh man, speaking of Dave Chappelle, like a couple, I want to say 2022 or 23, one of them. I think it was 23 when he had his tour. He came to Fort Worth. Man, that shit was so hilarious, dude. I think, man, now is needed. Like, we need comedy back. We need comedy to come back full well because, like, what people don't know, like down there in Austin, Joe Rogan, man, he holding it down there with the mothership, and a lot of new artists coming out. Then, like, Netflix is holding it down. So, like, it as in with the you know, there's, I think they got Kill Tony on there. Not on Netflix, but Kill Tony's on YouTube, of course, and all the other stuff. But like, they got some show. Kevin Hart got a show that he is like almost like a comedy American Idol on there. It's gonna start on the 420 of all. That's hilarious. It's gonna be on 420. Yeah, so I think man, this is good news. If he does this, he's considering it. I wonder if Netflix take this, that means it's gonna be back to the old school uncut comedy, man. And I just can't wait if that. And the thing is too, like I have a dark sense of humor. Like, things that probably would make other people mad, I would laugh at. It's weird. I've always been that person. Like, it's just, I mean, one of my quirks I got, man. I have a real dark sense of humor. I could take a joke pretty well. So, like, that's nothing really bothers me on that end, you know. So Chappelle coming back and they allow him to be him, man. It's a net benefit in my book. And some other stuff happened this week too. This happened yesterday actually, while I was on live. So apparently, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees been announced, and Wu Tang is one of them. And shout out to Red Man. I mean, he posted this. I reposted it on X. Oh, I don't want to go there yet. So the nominees is hold on. All right. So these are the people who are who's gonna be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bill Collins, bunch needed. It's surprised he's not in there yet. He's pretty much like him and Prince. You can make him, Prince, and Michael Jackson probably is the soundtrack of the '80s. Billy Idol, same that. He's rock. Iron Maiden. I thought Iron Maiden had been in there. New Order and Joy Division, yeah. I mean, they do all the industrial and stuff. The Oasis definitely need to be in there. Like, man, like if you're a Man City fan, like I rock with Man City. That's my That's my EPL team of choice. Been like that ever since. Um, everybody was on Manchester United jockstrap. I was like, man, let me rock with. Let me see who's on the other side. I'm a big Man City fan. Got jerseys in the closet and everything. I need to hang them up while you playing, but I don't even get on the Man City stuff. Sade definitely needed. Luther, I'm surprised Luther ain't been in there. Because Luther was another, he pretty much was the voice of the 80s and the 90s. As in R&B, I mean, you won't gonna get any better than Luther than Wu-Tang motherfucking Clan. And here's the thing, man. Like, Wu-Tang to me is like, it's hard to beat NWA as a rap group because NWA, everybody in there had everybody in Ruthless Records, early Ruthless Records had have a big impact on hip hop as a whole. Like if DLC didn't have his DLC helped made some of the G funk sound, like as in the writing, the lingo, the whole nine, right? And like if they didn't have that car, if he didn't have that car accident out there, popping X and doing, wild and stuff, man. He had one of and no one could do it better. That album, you could put that up with any Rakim album, any Big Daddy Kane album. It was right there. Like if he was on that level with them, as it come to like lyricism. Like that dude could rap a whole like him and Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, I believe too. Like they wouldn't even cuss. They were rapping so good they didn't even have to cuss. It was on another level. And then you could see a lot of people branch out and you know, took whatever they did and went and put their own spin to it. Like you could hear Snoop Dogg's influence, like DLC's influence on Snoop Dogg on Doggy Style. You can hear it. You can hear DLC's like in all the Dallas stuff coming out right now. Like you hear his influence because like DLC was out. DLC and Scarface is pretty much Texas versions of Rakim and Pac. You know what I mean? And like, man, I got the whole Rufus record album up back behind me and stuff. I will pull it out, but I'm not gonna go through all that stuff. But like, back to Wu Tang Clan, right? Got Thirsty Chambers back there too. There's few rap groups that everybody can rap. Everybody everybody had their own lane and they were unique in that aspect. Like there's not like some people say, well, ODB wasn't super lyrical, but like everybody had they style, and it went along with like how martial arts really is. Like you got so many different styles of martial arts, so everybody can have their own lane. Then they come together, then like they are damn near unstoppable. You know what I mean? One thing hurts Wu Tang compared to like NWA is the fact that some of them, well, you can say that about NWA because I Easy E was just he was just iconic. His persona was just iconic in that nature. You know, like Cube, same thing, and like I could put Cube and Method Man in the kind of same realm when it comes to like the acting stuff. But Cube is a little, he's way more accomplished than Method Man because like he got Friday and Boys in the Hood. There's not too many actors that rappers turn actors that could compete with that outside of Will Smith. Yeah, I mean that's just the fact of the matter, and that's I'm not even getting on like higher learning and I mean you're just talking about two franchises that's iconic in our culture, and iconic in Americana in general. No, fucking Friday, man. Like people still quote Friday to this day, you know, and people still going back and watch it. Friday, next Friday, everybody, man, that's like the week 420 coming up. People gonna be watching Friday when 420 hit, you know? So like, yeah, it's end up being part of the greatest rap group of all time. Just by the sheer fact of the influence and the you got two of the greatest, arguably the greatest big time influence on hip hop in that group. Dre and Ice Cube. You're not gonna find that too many places. Like you're not gonna find that type of clout. Wu Tang is up there because like underground wise, Wu Tang is part of the greatest underground group of all time, hands down. Because the longevity, they had so many acts. There was so many people involved in that. RZA had a distinct style. You know what I'm saying? And it and like the more greedy they sound, the better they sound. It was one of those type of groups where like when some groups get greedy, it takes away from what they do. With Wu Tang, it actually enhances like it make you feel like you listening to a kung fu flick, you know? In the wordplay, like you had to know the lingo up there in New York, that side of New York, Staten Island. You had to know the lingo to a point, or you had to know like understood where they coming from. Like they influence. They had a lot of the 5% lingo in there, which is cool and everything. Like that's what they believed in. So they rapped it. I don't know. So yeah, Wu Tang deserve it. But just by Method Man, um, Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, Jizza, and RZA, and then ODB. I mean, right there, and like Inspector Deck, man, like Inspector Deck did more albums and stuff, man. He'll be on another level too, man. But like he's like that's where the underground come from. Cause like name me somebody that hit the track better than Inspector Deck. Like Inspector Deck was so cold with it. He was supposed to be on that song with Method Man and Redman on All Eyes on Me with Pac. And Inspector Deck went so hard on the track. Pac like, man, hey, I'll pay you not to be on this motherfucker. He got him up off there, man. But Inspector Deck was that dude, like he's probably the most underrated lyricist in hip hop. One of, if not the, because everybody in that group was like, man, yeah, Spec Deck was that dude, man. Like he was cold. Jizzle was cold with it too, because Jizzle Liquid Soul is probably out of, I mean, be keep it a buck with you. Out of the single albums, because like how they played the game too, right? RZA and them had, I think that other dude name Divine. What they did, like they allowed everybody. They had their record deal with Loud Records or whatever, right? So they allowed like majority of the acts to go shop around. Like Method Man went to Def Jam, I believe. Raekwon went to Raekwon go. I think Raekwon. He went. I gotta look it up. Hold on. Yeah, it was with Loud. Yeah, Raekwon was with Loud. Method Man was with Def Jam. Ghostface. Let's see what Ghostface. He was with Epic. I remember that. That's why he like he was. That's why he was like real. He did a lot of collabs with did some Michael Jackson collabs. Everything he was getting that type of money. Yeah, RZA. Yeah, so yeah, they all spread out and they were all in different, except for like ODB, Raekwon, and like RZA and them. Jizzle and all them, they went their own way. Yeah, it was unique. That was a unique approach. So like everybody went and got their own separate shine, like on the credits and everything. But shit, the Wu-Tang album come out, shit, they had their own, they do their own thing with that, and like what's called, they get most of the money. So it was a good marketing plan, unique for the time. But hey, congratulations to everybody. Like all these people deserving. I'm surprised Iron Maiden took this long. Iron Maiden, and I would have thought New Order would have been on there too. So it was more people. Damn, Lauren Hill, Mr. Cut, and New Edition, Mr. Cut. So in addition to the former inductees, Celia Cruz, Peter Kuti, Queen Latifah, MC Light, and Graham Parsons will be honored with the Early Influence Award. Linda Creed, Efrem Martin, Jimmy Miller Band. Rick Rubin will receive the Musical Excellence Award. The annual Ed Sullivan. Yeah, Ed Sullivan show was a big player. But I'm surprised they didn't put. Let's see. I bet New Edition gonna make it next year. That's my bet. I bet New Edition will make it next year. Yeah. So enough of that. Congratulations to everybody, man, on that one. Like I said, that's most of that is my soundtrack of like Bill Collins, Billy my idol, like Rebel Yell. If anybody play Guitar Hero or shit, if you just watch MTV and VH1 back in the gap, you know about Yellow, Rebel Yell and Little Sister and all that stuff. Yeah, that's an '80s classic right there. Iron Maiden, like um, Rocky Like a Herd. Oh, that's Scorpions. Uh, Number of the Beast. Number of the Beast is good because people. I remember when everybody thought they were saying that they were trying to they were bigging up the underworld type shit, but they were actually making fun of it a little bit. Um, the other one, another song on to mind. Run to the Hills. Run to the Hills is real good. It was basically talking about the Indians, the Native Americans, and the you know you it had a story behind it. Like I said, Oasis and Champagne Supernova. Um, was it Don't Cry in Anger? I believe that's another song. Um, oh, Wonderwall, of course. I've about to start singing Wonderwall. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to do a karaoke night on this bitch. So, congratulations. Like I said, congratulations to them, man. Part of my childhood right there. So, let's talk about Iran. Let's talk about Iran.
Opened the strait for business, unless you're going to Iran. In the first 24 hours of the Hormuz blockade, no ships from Iranian ports made it past our fleet. 6 merchant vessels tried, and they were turned around. If a ship doing business with Iran gets anywhere near the blockade, Navy SEALs will board it, put a gun to the captain's head, and turn it around.
Damn.
The Wall Street Journal reports that 20 commercial ships have passed through peacefully into the Persian Gulf. Now, when Iran controlled the strait, that number was 0. Foreign tankers are starting to sail in and out, and Iranian ships aren't allowed to come in or out. CENTCOM says we have over 12 warships, 100 fighter and surveillance aircraft, and 10,000 service members out imposing the blockade, including the USS Tripoli, our amphibious assault ship.
Oh,
It's currently positioned in the Arabian Sea with 3,500 sailors and Marines on board, including the 31st Expeditionary Unit.
yep.
They've been doing night deck shooting drills. And our F-35 stealth fighter jets were seen taking off from the Tripoli too, helping us maintain supremacy in the skies and the high seas. Soon coming to help, the USS Boxer. The 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit on board has been executing round-the-clock live fire drills on the water as our armed forces prepare for the second phase of the blockade.
Clear the Straits of Hormuz. Make sure it's clear of mines. Open up other channels. We saw some of that going on this weekend. Next thing is secure it and provide escorts for the ships that come through it. And we would do that initially and then eventually transfer that to allies and partners to take that over from us.
CENTCOM's focus now is demining the strait, if there are even mines in the first place. Last week, the president called Iran's bluff, and so far, we haven't found a single mine in the water. In our toolbox, we have Seahawk helicopters, knife fish mine hunters, and knife fish drones to find any floating explosive. Navy divers are next.
We're looking at probably at least 2, 3, 4 days of searching, and then it depends whether we find something. We find something, we'll mark it, continue searching, and then that involves using an ROV, a remotely operated vehicle robot, or possibly sending a Navy EOD diver down to go take care.
Things I've been hearing too about what's going on in Iran. They apparently recruiting child soldiers from like the RGC family, like some of the family members. It's, you know, so it's getting a little weird there. And then since you have a blockade and they pretty much surrounded, like they can't unless they doing a lot of smuggling or whatever, like. Food is getting scarce in some cases. Allegedly, this is all. Like I said, I'm not on the ground there, so I'm not gonna sit up and say this is exactly what's happening. This is what's been told to me and to other people on YouTube and stuff. So, like I said, this is fog of war. Expect that something might not be exactly what they say is one way or the other. Like anybody on here saying, "Hey, I know for a fact this is happening during this any conflict." Take it with a grain of salt. Like I'm with what I'm seeing right now, from what they saying, it look like the blockade is holding. China's been saying a lot of stuff like they ain't selling weapons to Iran, which who believes that? Really, you got to trust and verify in that situation. It's just right now. I said this yesterday. We have to look at this in the standpoint that we've been in World War III since 2020, since actually November 19. We have to start looking at that because all these moves are affecting China. This is why China's saying what they're saying. They're saying, "Oh no, we're not doing this. We're not doing that." We have to start looking at it in that fashion. And while this might not last for 5 or 6 years in this aspect, other things could be happening after this. You know, because right now, if this holds, right, or even if they get a deal, right, that means China might begin to butt in a stick in this situation. So you're effectively putting them they back against the wall on other stuff they want to do. Either they're gonna have to make a deal or they're gonna have to do something drastic to save face. So none of this is pretty, and that deal could be broken once Trump or whoever is out there, you know, gone. So we have to look at this like this is about to be a long struggle for years to come on the whole global scene. So anybody saying we losing, we winning, we doing this, we doing that, they don't really understand the gravity of the situation. And this is my opinion. You know, I'm just looking at all the tea leaves around the world, like a lot of the gamership our administration doing right now, the plays we doing right now. It looked like either we better be in a prolonged conflict sooner or later because of drastic measures or whatnot, or we just probably about to have a whole different global change in how power look and stuff. So we gotta look at this in a bigger picture, not okay, my gas is up right now. Cause right now, gas is up. I have gas guzzlers too, man. It's hurting. I ain't gonna sit up and lie to you. It's hurting. But I do see the bigger picture in this. And when the smoke clears, we're gonna see something different that we probably never thought we'll see in our lifetime as it comes to because think about this. We blocked the Strait of Hormuz. That means it was a story last night where all the ships were going to the Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna say Gulf of America because hey, if you've been down there, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, how is this affecting our trade deficit? How is it affecting our deficit in general? Like if everybody coming straight to us and we the plug now on gas and natural gas and oil, what that's going to do to our trade deficit? Really? I mean, how much we selling it for? How that going? I mean, that definitely affects our deficit because if the people that got our deficit, owns our deficit, like with treasury bonds or whatnot, if they have to come here to get gas and get oil, some of that you're gonna chop some of that off. I mean, that's just bottom line to it. It just maybe I'm making thinking too far ahead, man. Because it just why would you have anybody come buy our oil that we control and not get stuff knocked off when it comes to deficit and everything like that? And plus it make our money worth more in the long run too, because if they have to come buy from us, they gotta use our money, right? I don't know. Like I said, we will see how this play out, in months to come, years to come. In other news, this shocked me. So Marco Rubio was a mediator between Lebanon and Israel. Now, if you know anything about Lebanon, Lebanon the government of Lebanon had super control over their country since the formation of Hezbollah. So they got a weird situation. Like the actual government, actually the minority in that country. That's why this is crazy because this is the first time they talked since the 1940s, I believe. Maybe 60s. Yeah, what that tells me they about to do the Hezbollah dirty once Iran is situated. They better do them dirty. Give me 1 second. Gotta give me some water. My mouth got dry on me. So we better get on the Swalwell Aftermath. So Hakeem Jeffries was asked about all them. Ooh, this is CNN doing this. Let's read.
Did you push Swalwell to resign? Did you push Swalwell to resign?
Number of conversations that I've had will remain private.
Why did you call for him publicly to resign, given these allegations?
He's made the right decision.
And what about Trifolis McCormick? Should she resign?
Yeah. Here's my theory on this. I think a lot of people jumped to the conclusion about Trump losing the midterms and everything because it's Iran thing, and just by history alone. I think there's a lot of stuff about to come out overall that's gonna be worse, get worse and worse. So that's my theory on that. And here's more stuff.
While we have you here, has the president said anything about Swalwell? I don't know if he said anything. Has he been following that?
Why, has he had a bad week, Jesse? I haven't been watching.
Stephen Miller, crazy ass.
Has anything gone
with bigger matters of war and peace?
Couldn't have happened to a better person. But look, here's the most important thing. If we have 10 seconds on this, and I'm sure you would agree with this, the most important part about this story, and look, Swalwell is a scumbag. He is a terrible person, the worst of the worst, the lowest of the low, the most dishonest of the most dishonest. But the real story here is how the Democrat Party controls its members through blackmail. It's got a blackmail file on all of its politicians.
So Stephen Miller is suggesting that the Democrat Party got their own Epstein files on their own members. If y'all don't understand what's happening here, this is called turning the shit around. This is a classic political jiu-jitsu move here. And this is why you always gotta, anytime politicians of a certain party get on their high horse, you always gotta have that little grain of salt, that little piece of common sense. And you're like, okay, y'all going too hard on this, or y'all hiding. See, that's my libertarian bone there. Like, I look at this from a libertarian standpoint, I'm laughing at all this shit. Because it's like, everybody complain about what Trump and them did with the Epstein files, which I'm not too much of a fan of myself. If you don't have everything together, don't even talk about it, in my opinion. That's just me. But and I would say this: if they didn't do the tax cuts like they did and they're bullshit around all last year, Epstein would be bigger on my radar on like really going at them and stuff. But like, I'm looking at the big picture, and I don't think none of them are saints in general. I always scoff when people be like, well, man, people getting away with it. They're gonna get away with it because this reasons the way they're gonna get away with it. Well, number one, we just talked about in our culture. I'm talking about black culture. Like we got anti-snitching culture. So you don't think these politicians don't got the anti-snitching culture either? We can't. I don't know. I might be going to. Like, how are we gonna be mad at Congress and them for protecting themselves on some bullshit? But in our community, like if somebody get robbed and they go and report the shit for insurance purposes or whatnot, y'all calling them a snitch. But you want Congress to do right. It doesn't make sense. Like I don't know, man. So I just expect bad behavior from people that is in Congress. Because like a great man once said, like, politics is an ugly person's Hollywood. You know what I mean? Cute people go to Hollywood because, like, number one, we want to see attractive people do things that, you know, we can relate to or whatever. That's the whole point of entertainment. You know what I mean? To see somebody achieve something or portray something that we believe in, we like, or whatever. The hell? I had to go put on break and go regulate. Anyway, that threw my train of thought. Anyway, so like the whole point of going to go see a movie is for dude, we gonna want to see somebody we either relate to or somebody we attracted to. And politics is totally different. But like the thing is, if you put your hope and dreams into what government does, you look at them as goddamn clergy or some shit. And they just not that, man. Like these people are human too. And if you put them as clergy, yeah, of course they're gonna be a Swalwell in there. You know, got a Brazilian maid, which what the hell's happening? I don't want to have to be dated right now. I'm dated, but I don't want to be, you know. Anyway, so yeah, it makes sense for Swalwell to be over here doing this, because like if there's a whole party, a whole side that look at government as their god and government as they baby daddy and they, you know, their husbands and everything like that, yeah, it's gonna be some dude that's gonna tell you what you want to hear, you know. So that whole more, you know, oh, I can't believe Trump said this. I can't believe hey, vote for me. I go stop him. And it's gonna be a lot of lonely fucking white liberal housewives that's bored and shit gonna fall for that shit. And of course he'll placate to that shit, man. It's easy. So I don't get why y'all want. I just don't get why y'all want Congress to do right when. I mean, y'all should already know that's the whole thing with Congress. And good thing about this situation, they are falling, they are resigning and everything. Let's read.
And it uses them to leverage and control them until it's time to release it. That is how sick and twisted the Democrat Party is.
Similar to Epstein, by the way.
That's the next thread we've got to pull out here, Jesse.
All right, it's a dangerous business. We'll see how it shapes. We have you here.
So, and believe this happens in Hollywood. Like, you think Diddy and Weinstein are only cats like that? Like, I mean, come on. You don't think any women like you don't have a female Diddy out there? There's stories about the comedy scene over there that like you had to go. A lot of dudes had to go meet up with this certain chick. I don't know by name, but I heard rumors that she had a class of cash for dudes. It's a lot of that going on, and it's funny. It stops when they start talking about kids. Ironically, so a lot of people about to start resigning or gonna have some scandals. And here's another one. Now, I covered the whole Nick Shirley thing when that shit dropped. I want to say that happened in early TTB After Dark. I want to say like episode 3, 4, 5 around that time, something like that. And Ilham Omar, everybody was talking about how yeah, you know how corrupt Minnesota was and everything. So it's a story about her, man. She might be in deep trouble too.
And fortunately, the House has now stripped that earmark out of that spending bill. But again, this is how easy money has been flowing to bad actors in Minnesota.
Hold on, let me play that all the way again.
One of our spending bills making its way through Congress was a $1 million earmark from Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, which was an earmark that was supposedly going to a substance abuse clinic, which actually happened to be housed in a restaurant and run by 3 individuals that share the same residential address, according to their IRS paperwork. Tons of red flags. So this is what we saw with the fraud.
Hold up. I'm noticing something. Is nobody chatting my thing? Or is the chat messed up? Oh, it ain't messed up. All right.
Involving the daycare centers. Now we see other earmarks coming directly from members of Congress where it seems fraud is being perpetrated as well. So I raised the issue, and fortunately, the House has now stripped that earmark.
All right. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we so they putting their little earmarks in the spending bill. This has been going on since since you took that line out of veto, man. This is what happens. Somebody gonna put their little pet project, little pork in the spending bill to get this and get that, so they can vote for it. It's been going on for years, since the 80s. TMZ been on it, man. So TMZ been at Washington interviewing these cats. I don't know what angle they taking, but it's crazy.
We have a deal. We should pass the deal that's been agreed upon.
Got it. Do you think, though, but I feel like we still have to come to a common ground, right, with the House Republicans?
I agree, but we should not allow the differences over ICE to hold everything else hostage. We should put ICE aside and reopen the rest of DHS.
Got it. But don't we also have to address ICE?
We need to address ICE, yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, though, if that was a potential proposal, would you be all right with that?
It depends on the reforms, but
okay.
But my concern is that ICE has been so profoundly corrupted by Donald Trump that it's not even clear whether it can be reformed.
I'm gonna say this: they playing a dangerous game here, and this is what I'm saying is, okay, yeah, they got the upper hand right now because the imagery of what ICE was doing, all the 2025 and all the stuff, and what happened in Minnesota and everything. Yeah, white suburbia, the people who gonna be really upset about this, they upset. Okay, got that. Okay, this can switch on a dime. You know what I mean? Right now, we are in an active conflict with an enemy that said death to America for years. The president y'all elected basically let a lot of people in here that we cannot vet or know where they came from. And right now, we don't know who they are. We don't know how they connected, whatever, what their capabilities are. You know, we let a lot of people in here. So y'all put two together. If anything happens untowards our country before this election, it's gonna. Yeah, you might can make an argument. Yeah, you the one started it. Blah blah blah. This is that. Okay, that's a good argument. But you actively right now, and the internet's forever. This is not like the days of, you know, we the right will remember, but the left will kind of forget and be like, "What are you talking about? I don't get it." Nah, we ain't playing that. Nobody playing that game anymore. So my point is like, why play this card when there's more than there's more than a 10% chance something bad could happen in this country, and y'all might get the blame for this. I don't know, because the thing is, like, my theory is, right now, if I was with them right now, first of all, if I was with them right now, they wouldn't be in this position. They would have literally went. You would have literally helped Trump with the economics, helped Trump with the immigration, and then just wait till something like Iran will happen or something, some type of situation that's going to affect the economy and everything. That was basically the best play y'all could have done in this situation, because if you got if the president wanted popular in the electoral college vote, no matter how much percentage you want to call it, this and that he wanted. That means that dude got a mandate. You got to help him with his mandate to a point. I'm not saying all the way, but to a point. Democrats would be in way better position if they would have did that. But the thing is, that TDS, y'all hate this man so much. Y'all missing what y'all could read. Y'all could have really had Trump in a bad position right now. For real.
Got it. So then what do we have to do?
I think we need to start over.
Start over?
Yeah.
Just rip ICE all
We need to
apart
replace it.
and build it back up.
We need immigration enforcement to focus on cases of serious violent crime.
Okay. But the Republicans aren't going to go for
We
that,
need
right?
to dismantle the mass
But
deportation industrial.
But no Republican's going to go for that, right? Like, we have to come to some sort of common ground. The Democrats need to, in order to get people like ICE or, TSA agents paid.
Although Democrats are going to be in power.
Yeah, he confident. And right. So right now, because shit, gas prices alone gonna hurt Trump until they get that situated. That's gonna hurt Trump a lot. But these scandals, look, it's getting bad. You don't believe me? Let's hear what Senator got to say.
Can I also ask about Congresswoman Sheila McCormick? Sheila Sherfless McCormick.
Yeah,
do you believe that she should be expelled? The Ethics Committee last month found her guilty of over 20 violations.
And I think that this case is an example of how this process should go, right? Serious allegations, some that may even be criminal, be subject to criminal investigation. We went, instead of just knee-jerking, going to some things, we can't all be part of an investigatory process. It went through an investigatory process. Ethics has found her guilty, and that's the conclusion that we have. And that's going to come to the floor. And I hope that we can all be bipartisan, because this is what our processes are for, to uphold those conclusions that we see by the commission.
So you think that she should be expelled or should resign?
I would agree with that. Yes.
That she should resign,
Yes,
and if she doesn't resign, she should be expelled.
Yes, and if the ethics committee, because my understanding, as you said, the ethics committee found her guilty, then I would vote in accordance with that. Thank you. Sorry, I got to run.
I have to say this. She's getting better on camera. She's getting more polished. So I'm just saying that, like, AOC is getting. We gotta watch that. Like, that's the most coherent I've heard her. I mean, I got truth even on the October 7th situation, right? Or 8 or whatever, when that whole thing with Palestine and Israel went down. Like, she actually was making sense then. She wasn't going. But then again, like, of course, she got the martial order. She got to say all the little crazy stuff like she used to. But she's getting polished. We just have to put a pin on that. I don't think she's ready in 2028, 2032, maybe. 2028, man, it's going to. But right now, the Democrats, they need a whole thing right now. So speaking of fraud, the man who pretty much started all this recent, take the fraud stuff. He talking about the bill, the Stop Nick Shirley Act in California. They trying to do.
Yeah, they're trying to make it so citizen journalists or just average Americans who are going about seeing what's happening inside their community, they're trying to scare them from talking about potential fraud taking place inside of these communities. And think about it. They're literally willing to impose a $10,000 fine or imprisonment if you go and seek to find out the truth about a location that could potentially be fraudulent inside your own neighborhood.
Nick, let's just kind of play out that hypothetical. So whether you were in Minnesota, you also went to California, you would go up to the Quality Leering Center, a clearly fake daycare in Minnesota. There's your shirt. Yes, always on. And you would attempt to see if there's any children inside, right? And somebody comes out and talks to you. And now that person who's there possibly committing fraud could file a complaint in California that Nick Shirley is harassing me online, right? That's how it would work in effect. And then you would either see a year in jail or a $10,000 fine.
Correct. That's what it sounds like. And it sucks because inside these states like Minnesota and California, they've been proven to let fraud take place inside these immigrant communities.
It's crazy. So
yeah, they're
with all this fraud happening, Newsom and them trying to pass and stop. That's crazy. They kind of stop Nick Shirley Act. So yeah, that's crazy. And I said something about this last night. It's just more confirmation. So more fallout for the Swalwell situation. Billionaire Democrat donor Steve Klobuchar, who donated over $1 million to Eric Swalwell's campaign, is now saying he is leaving the Democrat Party to become a Republican, accusing the Democrats of knowing what was behind the scenes and staying silent. Let's read.
First say you're mad. I mean,
mad?
Yeah.
I am no longer a Democrat. I'm now a libertarian Republican because that's what a blue dog Democrat used to be. Okay?
Yep.
It's called executing, being accountable, enforcing, respect, responsibility, and results. Knowing what your job description is, delivering results, unifying, making this country great. The great brand we have, okay?
First say you're mad. I mean,
man. Hey. Man, and the problem right now with the Democrat Party, they have a bad masculinity issue, meaning you could tell there's no leadership, and pretty much they don't know what to do in a lot of cases. Like right now, what's their platform for 2028 or 2026? Affordability. But look at the blue states. Like, how affordable are the blue states? No, it's going to be kind of hard to play that. Then now you got scandals coming up. What's up? What's up, Phoenix? And speaking of craziness, now this is crazy here. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signed a bill, House Bill 106, decriminalizing spreading of HIV. Quote, to Illinois, after the Governor Pritzker signed a new law that decriminalized spread of HIV. Now, the new policy officially repeals a law that was passed back in 1986. The sign, I can't believe this is what they worried about, by the way. The sign by Governor Pritzker eliminate the HIV-specific criminal statute that made it a felony for someone who knew they had HIV to engage in activities like unprotected sex, sharing needles, or donating blood without disclosure. So, imagine this. Something unfortunate happened to you. You have to, have a blood transfusion or whatever, right? Now you playing Russian roulette with these folks now. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something I don't know about the process when they. Yeah. So, what was the purpose? Who voted for you to do this? So basically, what people saying, well, if you've been now you just be treated and everything, but still like why I don't get the whole point of signing this law, man. Seriously, I don't look. Look, man. Hold up. Where is it? Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't. Yeah. And this is gonna be a preview of tomorrow or nerdish tomorrow. More like 7:30. It's just a slight preview.
And yeah, what's your opinion on what's going on with the quartering? I think that the quartering is I think he's totally fucked up, if you want me to be honest. I think he's totally fucked up. And I think it was a massive mistake to try to deplatform Kino Casino. I can't see why he would do that. I think it was ridiculous. And yeah, he's going, bro. Well, I'm just saying in general, right? I think it's very, very odd to do something like that. And I don't.
All right. Next episode of Nerd is going to be 90% about false flagging. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. And yeah, it's a lot of false flagging going on. We're going to talk about that. So if there's nothing else, I don't think there's nothing else. Let me make sure. I'm going to check my. So the real criminals get passed on everything, but things that are not, they right bitch make them cry. Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. Oh. Oh no. we got another one. We got another one. So breaking outrage is erupting across Virginia after Abigail Spanberger signed HB 965 into law, effectively rendering Virginia's presidential votes null and void, with the measure handing the state electoral college to the national popular vote winner regardless of state results. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. So here, this is the funny part, right? So with her doing this, that means Trump would have got Virginia if man, oh my God. That's gonna backfire. I don't know when, but it will backfire. All right. I think that's about it. I did an album solo. Make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, I'm done. Oh yeah, but now, like, here's the thing though, Phoenix. Now, since they did that and Trump won a popular vote, he would have got all of Virginia. Yeah, it's people crazy, man. Hold up. So that's all I got. I'm about to go watch Daredevil and see how bad this shit is. Y'all take care. Like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment. You got to do the replay. You know the game. Sayonara. Peace. All that fun shit. Hold up.